and gents. Welcome to The Swamp. I'm your host, Lex Sassy, with your boy, Sanji Poi.
Hello.
That's Sanji Poi, and today we're going to be talking about Wonka, who's on top of the world. We loved Wonka. What is your opinion on Wonka, Sanji Poi?
It was good.
It was good?
Yeah. I didn't know it was well. So it wasn't advertised as a musical, but
Everyone knew it was going to be a musical, though.
yeah, but it wasn't as musically as like I had thought. I thought it'd be more musical.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be like a sneak attack into Hairspray vibes, but that's not what I got. And I was actually more excited that it was going to be a musical because I love musicals. To musical go-getter, this isn't really a musical. I would call it a musical for the new era where TikTok is a thing, and the song seemed very, very short. Even the song in the beginning, it's not a spoiler because this is like the first thing you see, but like he comes in kind of Jack Sparrow style, and he's singing, and so it's a little jarring because if you didn't know that was going to be musical, it is a little bit, but then it just stops. So it's like very itty bitty bits of the musical-esque. The later songs were a little bit longer, but it wasn't like too over the top. It was still more narrative than musical, in my opinion, just from coming for all the musicals that like would start every dialogue not too far away from each other, and in this there was definitely more breathing room. I think this is the new tier of musical, whatever this was, but it was a jam. I actually liked that it wasn't too musically because like that wasn't what was advertised.
And see, that's what I really appreciated is like for someone that's not really a musical aficionado.
Yeah, I feel like you could have still enjoyed it.
Yeah, and I enjoyed it. And I was actually appreciative that it wasn't just like a 2-hour musical.
Yeah, I think that was really good. I think that's why they were able to get away with not calling it a musical. However, I think musicals are dying, so maybe this is like a new way for it to start. But it is kicking butt. It is literally still topping the charts, even though Aquaman 2 came out, and everyone was like, Aquaman 2, is it gonna do well? And it did not do well. It is doing better than other DCEU that came out this year. It did better than The Flash, or it's going to. It's already at quite a bit of box office fuel. So, Wonka's already in 14th place. It hasn't been out that long, and it's gotten 390 worldwide, which is really, really good. The Flash got 270. That was a yikes. But that wasn't as much as a yikes as the Marvels with a 205, barely skating from Paw Patrol, which is kind of scary because Paw Patrol, is it good? No.
And Paw Patrol beat Wish.
No, Paw Patrol is like the new Coco Melon, but it's with dogs. That's how I feel about it. But Coco Melon's way bigger. That's just the off-brand. So yeah, it's doing pretty dang well. Internationally, Wonka is just doing so good. Actually, worldwide, it's doing a lot better. But it's still doing a lot better than releases that we've gotten this year, which is really, really nice. So, Wonka, should you go see it? I think so. I think it's definitely something fresh. I was a little worried because Wonka was more like the first movie, which I love the first movie, but I really liked the second movie with Johnny Depp more. Personally, I really liked that one.
I agree.
The soundtrack slapped so hard, and it really didn't have to. And so I was really worried that this was just going to erase a Johnny Depp film. I didn't feel that way. I felt like they were really paying homage to the movie aspect. I have a lot of problems because like I've read the books so many times that I was like, how is this gonna fit? But they totally rewrote it in a way that I thought was refreshing, which was really nice. I was scared.
Wait, is there an actually like a Wonka like the prequel book? Because this felt like a
No.
prequel to me. Like,
No, there wasn't. There wasn't any like written stuff, but in the second movie, they talk about how like his dad was a dentist. His
oh
dad
yeah.
was not a dentist in this, and so I knew they had to like deviate quite a bit for this to even make sense. But I really liked that he had a mom in this one. I think his mom just died in the other one. Who knows? Orphans are easy to sell, so that's probably what they were going for. But I really enjoyed this one. I think it was really good. I think it's way better than what Warner Brothers has been putting out or shelving. So I would go see this. It's still doing really well. I might see it again. I know some of my friends might see it again and have already seen it again. So I think it's really good.
Well, and I think the one thing I really liked about this too was that it was like you already have the first two movies that were basically the same movie just done differently, whereas this one was an additional installation versus like a third copy or a second copy of what's already been done. And so that was kind of nice that it wasn't like, okay, let's try and recreate the same thing that's already been done. Let's do something a little different.
Yeah, spoiler, but I was a little like scared about this one because there is like a plot point at the very end of the movie, and I don't know how like this would turn into like the Gene Wilder Willy Wonka, because he literally like Augustus Gloop almost like dies via chocolate, and spoiler, like he almost dies via chocolate. And I thought that was a little odd because it was like, so did you like really want to kill this guy by chocolate because you almost did and you hated him? And it makes you think about it a lot weirder, and I think it's not very cohesive because he's like, I'm a die via chocolate, I'm gonna use this later in the future, and that kind of creeped me out about it. Otherwise, I thought that the plot was pretty good. I like that they basically like have this like chocolate mafia, and they like pay off the police, and the policeman gets really fat. And I haven't had like a really good fat joke in a long time.
Yeah, true.
And I think that was really refreshing to hear. It was very magical. I think it had a lot going for it. The only thing that I will agree, I've seen other people saying, is like there's not really a lot of like chocolate in this movie until like the very end. Like it's mainly like this mythical like lightning chocolate, which is made from silver linings, and I'm like, that's very odd. Like, why would you do that? Or like they have giraffe milk, which I think is really odd, and I'm like, and then he made macaroons, and I'm like, that is not.
Yeah, the macaroon kind of threw
Chocolate.
me off because
It's not chocolate. So there's not a lot of chocolate in this film. If that's what you're missing from like the original movies, you're not gonna get it. There's a little bit more chocolate at the end, but it's all very magical.
but from the first ones anyways, like they had candy. Like there was a lot of candy inside of the factory. It wasn't all chocolate. Like you had the chocolate rivers and everything, but then you have like the jawbreakers, you have like all the candy, the licorice stuff. So, I mean, I guess it makes the macaroon did throw me off though, because I was like,
I guess it is
cookie?
candy.
I mean, it's
but
like a
they
cookie.
marketed Wonka as like this chocolatier that's struggling and just wants to make his little shop of chocolate. And
True.
then he has like this close up like teary eye in the commercial with the chocolate bar. So I was like, chocolate. It was not very chocolatey. It was not a chocolate vibe. It wasn't a chocolate feast fest. There was a lot of cool magical elements though that I think that Royal Dahl would have liked to see. And Royal Dahl actually hated the first movie. That's a whole other video on itself. But he hated the first movie, and he was so protective of the rights of it. I was really worried that this would do the same thing and just do it to like sell candy. But this was actually selling the story more. I think if it did do more chocolatey things, which the first movie and the second movie more of, they really like leaned into it. They had like this whole chocolate campaign. You could buy Wonka chocolate. You could do Wonka video games with chocolate. It was this whole other vibe than what they did with this one, which is just like kind of like really just pranking the audience into thinking this wasn't a musical, and it was kind of a midway musical. But it was more of like magical Royal Doll vibes, more like the BFG. For sure, that was more of what I was thinking with this, is the vibe. But yeah, I thought it was good. And yeah, any final thoughts?
No, I mean, I probably would be good with seeing it again. I don't know if I'd. I mean, I might want to see it in theaters again. I definitely would watch it again afterwards. But it's a potential to see in theaters again. And like I said, I did enjoy it. I was scared once you told me that, like, it's actually basically a musical, because I was like, oh, I really want to sit through a musical? But no, it was great. I think it, like, the songs were good, and then there was a good amount of like narrative between the songs, and I think it was good. I think it was a good addition. I don't know if it was better than like the Johnny Depp one, in my opinion, but I think it was a good addition to what's already out there.
To the Wonkaverse now that it is?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's all from us. If you liked, please comment. What did you think of Wonka? What did you think? Do you want to see it? Are you not going to see it? What is the vibe? Thank you for joining us, and have a great time.